Welcome back to our conversation with Adam Chapdelain. He's the new executive director of the Massachusetts Municipal Association. And Adam, incivility in the interaction between the public and its government has been a growing problem. I know that your predecessor, Jeff Beckwith, was very concerned about the situation. School committee meetings, selectmen's meetings, and so forth. How would you characterize the climate right now? Getting worse, getting better, about the same? And what ideas do you have for cleaning up that mess?
So from what I see and from what I hear from local government, colleagues and members, it's getting worse. People are very angry. They're coming out to public meetings and they're expressing that anger. And it makes it hard to be an elected official, appointed official, or even just someone trying to do their municipal job. Give
people an example of what you're talking about. I think maybe people envision, well, so somebody shouted at you at a meeting during a public hearing. What's the big deal?
So what I've personally experienced in some of my prior roles and what I know people in local government are experiencing are, yes, there's volume, but we can deal with volume in terms of people yelling at you. But it's getting increasingly personal. And there's often accusations that fly of malintent or ill will that can make it hard, compiled, or compounded upon meeting after meeting after meeting. It can make it hard to subject yourself to that. If your family's seeing it, your children are seeing it, it can get hard to face that.
Where's it coming from?
I mean, I think it's a tough time in this world, right? There's lots of economic uncertainty. There's uncertainty about climate change. There's uncertainty about who the next president is going to be. There's anger and frustration and concern about the migrant crisis as you described it, and much more, right? I could keep laundry listing, but we're living in uncertain times, and I think that brings out stress and anxiety in people. And it doesn't mean they're bad folks, but it does mean that they're probably feeling something in their life that's causing them to want to find an outlet.
Well, in the meantime, I was doing my homework on the MMA website and I found a blog posting from your predecessor, Jeff Beckwith, late last year, where he talked about how the tight labor market and the too small talent pipeline is creating significant problems filling positions, specialty positions, management positions, even cops and teachers. You just can't find people to hire. How bad is that situation?
It's very bad. I was with the Mayor's Association yesterday. It was one of the topics we talked about. I raised it as something that I want to focus on, and I got near universal agreement from those in the crowd that it was a very serious issue. Vacancy rates are double or more what they've been in years past, and it is across the board. It's cops, it's firefighters, it's teachers, it's facility staff, it's librarians. It's hard to fill these positions right now.
Just because you can't pay them enough, or other reasons as well?
I think it's dynamic. I think there's pay issues. I think there's incivility issues. I think there is less folks in the workforce that are making themselves available. And I think housing is another issue. I think that there used to be a model where people would grow up in a town or a city, and then some of them would stay in that town or city and go work for that town or city.
Right.
Can't afford to anymore. And even when I worked in Arlington, many people who worked for the Public Works Department, they lived in New Hampshire, which was no small commute. And I think that's another part of the issue in Greater Boston.
Well, I almost feel as if the housing crisis is, what do you call the first domino that falls in one of those chain reactions that knocks over every other domino?
Right. I don't know what it's called, but yes.
Yeah,
it's a good descriptor.
Well, you got your work cut out for you.
I do.
Good luck. The red carpet is out to come visit us periodically here and update us on what's going on with the cities and towns.
Thank you.
Thanks. Adam Chapdelain, the new head of the Mass Municipal Association.